Hello and welcome back to our renovation project in central Portugal. This week we're focusing on the utility room, and Phil starts by putting the roofing timbers in place. And we also work out how deep our well really is. For any newcomers, I'm Jane, and as you've just heard, my husband is Phil. Our property is a long abandoned 2-acre farm, and we've owned it for nearly a year now. We've only spent about half that time renovating though, as we're still using tourist visas. The whole project will involve a major rebuild, so it's likely to take us a few years. Hope you enjoy sharing the adventure with us.
Morning. It's a bit lovely and quiet. It's early doors today, just about 6:30. Forecast for another really warm one today, so I thought I'd get out early, get started in the early morning, and get some of the heavier work done before it gets really too warm. Today, got to get the roof, the bits of the temporary roof off here, and start to put the wall plate on. Over the next few days I want to try and get a roof onto here, so that when we do go back on our next trip to the UK, we can close it up safely. But ideally want to get a door on there as well, so we can have the whole place wrapped up, locked up, and all secure. But first job for the day is to get a bit of a mix on, try and get the thing as level and as straight, and get a wall plate on there ready to start to add the roof timbers. But first, it's coffee time. What's the temperature today? So we're showing, about 17 degrees. It's got a slight mist about it today. It's interesting. It's lovely conditions. It's just nice, quiet and cool. So time for some breakfast and get on with the rest of the day. Can you pass me the water spray, darling? Well, I've got it now, the weight.
Yeah, okay.
You jump up.
Close to the end of it.
Hang on. How close to the end is that?
We're about 6 inches.
Another early morning start. Beautiful day today, around about 7:30 in the morning, and I'm already out with the first load of cement mixed, so that's ready to go. Today I'm going to go and put the second wall plate on. That's the first one that went on yesterday. Bit of a mess, learned a lot in the process, but let's see if we can do better today. So into the small room, and you can see there, got that bedded onto the cement all along that side. Looking across, today we've got to do this side. I've done a check. Fortunately, the beams will drop ever so slightly from right to left as we're looking at them, which is great because it means then the rain will drain that way, not towards the kitchen, but will drain away and down, which is a bit of a result. So thinking on the approach and whether or not to put a beam across the end plates. I'm thinking probably not, because that will mess about with levels and so on. So what I'm going to do is just put the have the two running side by side, and then rafters across the top, spaced about 600 to match the board widths, and these will be tied down with some wall brackets. That's the current thinking. Let's see if it survives contact with reality. But lovely morning, say about 15-16 degrees. Let's get some work done before it gets too hot. That's good. just off to the top end of the high side on the bubble. Slight fall off from my right to left. That will be spot on. Excellent.
You can hold that for me. Oh, you can.
Hit the post. Because if I'm standing on this one,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Jane's done a fantastic job of clearing out the old timbers and shelving that were in here. So before I get the roof on, this is the utility room interior before it gets enclosed. But massive tidy up. Now the Bluetti stood a little bit higher up off the ground and possibly even got room for a little bit of a sort of charging table or something to go down there. That would organise things a lot better. Feeds up into the fuse box up there from one of the circuits, and stepping back a little, power there for the washing machine, which will go sort of here-ish, and ideally the hot water boiler, which will go somewhere on the wall up here. And from there we will have all sorts of good utilities and services just next to our outdoor kitchen. What a great design. .85 degrees, so that's got a 5-degree pitch. Let's see if I can bend the straps to give me a similar, so they are vertical on the inside. That would be rather neat if it is. So the rough calculations suggest set it 5 degrees off square, bend it on the 5th hole, should give us enough overhang. Let's see how that works in practice, eh? Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend it across the 5th hole. There. There we go. So that now will go. Let's take a walk over. Let's have a look. There we go. Reasonably vertical. Yeah. I think that'll do. So I've set those out now along the wall. You can see they dangle down at a pretty good vertical angle. So next job is to drill those into the wall, screw them down from the top, and then that braces that wall plate timber into the wall, and I can put the rafters across. So it's long overdue. We're getting around to figuring out how deep our well is. So I've got a fishing line, bought from Decathlon yesterday, and a lump of metal that we found somewhere around the place. So I've dropped it down, and I've now got to the water level. So the big question is...
So let's measure how long the string is down to the water level.
How do I get it out?
Well, you...
So if I just walk away?
Walk away.
Okay, so if I just go and then go from here, can you sort of have a look over? The trouble with fishing line is you can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it. It's still here. And stop.
Right. So.
Right, if I put my foot on it here,
yeah,
you can measure the distance you are from here.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 metres.
Okay, 6 metres. Right, so now...
So now...
If I let go again, or you let go again.
I've got it.
I've got it.
Still.
Hang on. Loose.
Still around your foot. There we go.
So keep
now...
going until it touches bottom.
So basically, I guess...
Keep releasing until it feels like it's touched something, I guess.
Till it goes slack, I suppose.
Just don't drop the wheel, whatever you...
I'm trying very hard not to drop the wheel. I've got my very special
yeah, I don't want to.
heavy-duty leather gloves on.
The tension's incredible.
It is. Because of the metal plate on the bottom of it.
Yeah, bum bum.
Right. We've hit bottom.
Right.
The question now is how far...
How much further are you going to walk back?
if I go back towards the front
somewhere.
tree. So, given that I was about a metre... So, we said it was 5 metres... 6 metres, call it 5. Because of the height I'm holding it.
Okay.
So, 5 metres to water level.
Yeah.
So now, if I walk back...
Mind you, don't trip over. It's coming up. Another foot.
I'm in tension now.
Another foot.
I can't, I'm in tension.
How do you mean?
It's tight.
It's tight.
It's resisting something.
Okay, it's snagged on...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in conclusion, thank you very much, about a 5 metre drop from ground level to surface of the water, and about another 8 metres of depth of water below that. And that is on one of the hottest days of the year so far. We are, we've had a 40-degree day. It hasn't rained significantly for a week. So, whilst it may drop a little bit, I'm not sure it's going to drop a huge amount from there. If we were around over the heavy days of the summer, we could see, but that's quite encouraging. There's a lot of water in there.
And probably some mud at the bottom as well.
Oh, almost certainly. And the only trouble with the only thing we've got to do is get rid of the fig tree.
Oh, that's easy. Once you get inside it.
Yeah,
but
we need somebody to get inside it, because we're not getting it. If that is 13 metres down, I'm not going down anywhere near it.
You need a very long ladder.
I need somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and somebody to lift off this great lump of metal on the top first.
We'll get a digger in to do that.
Nelson can come and do that, and then we can work out what happens next.
Top off, cap, remove the fig tree, remove all the growth, drop down a submersible pump.
Get somebody to clean it and pump it out, empty it, clean it.
No, do you know what?
It does need cleaning.
Well, The insidey bits, yes, but the water below is almost certainly still of good clean condition.
I think we need to get it properly clean before we start using it.
Another early morning and going to be a warm one again, so getting on as quick as I can. Shame there isn't really a quiet mode on the hammer drill, but I've got to bear that in mind. It's very quiet around, so I'm going to be as brief as I can manage in the noise making department, but got to get on before the temperature gets too high. Yeah, quick as I can. Talking to a very interesting chap yesterday who said traditional, particularly in hot weather in Portugal, is if you're working with timbers, structural timbers, is to wet them before you actually do any jointing, nailing or screwing. And he said basically if in the hot weather when it dries out they can all crack, so it doesn't hurt. I'll give him a, he was saying you should just wet the timber, let the water soak in. Whether or not this is enough remains to be seen. But can't hurt, so we'll give it a go. Must be something in my background. At the car factory I do love a good production line. All ready to go up top. So the wall plates are all marked at the 125 centimetre centres for the OSB sheets. So there'll be a joint on this one, running to a joint on that one. There will be another rafter in between. So we've got roughly 600 centres. These are marked for an overhang of 100mm on this end, because there's slightly wider, slightly more overhang on that side than there is on this. 60mm overhang on this side, so they're marked. And if I can line them up on this end, then I can get the square to be right in the right position on this end. So it's all just about lining the marks up and getting it squared, and that's quite a way off at the moment. Nearly. Yeah, that's good. So now, with the pre-prepared and then just to double check, we are square there, square there, and edge to edge 125. Cool. Yeah. So those are the joint boards, the joint rafters. I should carry on with those, then put the intermediates in after. That will take us probably well into the hotter part of the day. It's already 11 o'clock and we're up towards 30 now. Don't want to go too far in these conditions, so if I can get the rafters all across, that'll suit me now. Bit of a break. We'll come back much later in the afternoon for the rest. Yeah, we're finding the distinctly non-square bits of it now. So they are going away from each other at this end.
Right, the shape of the wall is definitely not square.
God, sweating buckets already.
Yeah, it's about 34 degrees still, it says
Still?
in the shade. Yeah.
Wow.
Admittedly, we have got the concrete effect, but still.
Yeah, it is a bit of a... So that's the roughest of the batch. Now it should be equally spaced. Going away.
And that's the whole thing all done with rafters. Excellent. Just take another look at it from the inside. So see, you can stand up now quite nicely now, even at the bit where it's
so the lowest bit is here, just getting underneath that.
because we've got the step up down there to cope with the slope. But you have got some reasonable amount of headroom there.
Yeah, I mean back here, yes. But you can see here nicely now, it slopes gently that way. So any rain that comes on will go off towards the garden, not towards the outdoor kitchen.
Brilliant.
So that's all good. Neatly held in by the wall straps.
Metal straps.
So it's about, you know, for a fairly flaky construction building, it's about as good as I'm going to get it. So now let's put some OSB on the top.
Ooh, roof. Well, that's about it for now. Thank you for watching and hope you'll join us next week to see us get the room weatherproof before the weather starts to change for the autumn.